Well, welcome back, and thank you so much for everyone who came by and checked out my first video. Way more views than I ever expected. Thank you so much. Today, I'm going to be preparing a curry soya chunk. So we're starting out with a dark soya base here. Got some onion, plum tomatoes, green onions, fresh ginger, thyme, cilantro, and scotch bonnet peppers. Now the scotch bonnet peppers are actually going to be some slices that my dad had. It's not pickled or anything. They was just in a bottle with some oil and a little bit of salt. So we just go in there and grab it whenever we need it and have it ready to use. So I'm just going to start out by slicing up my onion. Oh, I forgot the garlic. That's right. So I'm gonna slice up the onion now, big pieces. This is gonna be more like a stew. It's not too heavy in curry. The curry is more just like an added spice for flavor. I'm super happy when I walk into my supermarket and found that bag of chunks. I've been looking for that particular size. It's like a medium size. I used to use another one that's from India. That's a pretty large size chunk that I like using for my chicken. Now you see I got 2 pieces of garlic I set aside. That is actually going to be for my next video. This was going to be a very long video. I didn't want to make it too long. So the mixed vegetables that's supposed to go with this meal, I'm actually going to do a separate video for that, and I'll release that one the following week. Fresh ginger, just a small piece. I know I can peel this in many different ways. I just have my knife, so I'm gonna use my knife. Do a couple of large slices with that. Then I'm gonna stack it up, and I'm gonna do julienne cuts with it. I probably messed up the way I pronounced that, so it's going to pop up in the screen in a minute. So if you want to look it up and see what I'm talking about, basically it looks like matchsticks. There you go. And a big piece to put in my tea later. Now, if you happen to find the granule pieces of the soy, you can use that too. I mean, I don't see why not. I prefer a bigger texture. If I use the granule pieces, I tend to use that if I'm making like a pasta sauce, like a pasta tomato sauce. The only reason why I'm not a vegetarian or anything like that, I mean, you'll see that from my last video, I'm not, but I like a break every now and then, you know? So we have our green onions. I'm gonna clean these up a little bit. Any pieces that are a little wilted or anything like that, clean that up. Trim off any dead ends. And I'm gonna just cut these in big pieces, about 1 inch thick or inch long or so. And then the part that's closest to the tip of the root, I'm gonna cut those in bigger slices. Some cilantro. I actually have the audio so you can hear me chopping. I don't know why it sounded so therapeutic to me. I like listening to those videos that have people like eating food and making weird sounds. I like listening to that. I fall asleep to them sometimes if I'm really stressed out. It kind of helps me. I guess I have a little bit of anxiety. I never noticed. I don't know. So the thyme, I'm not going to peel off the pieces of the thyme, just like the little leaves. I'm just going to leave it whole and put it in the pot. And at the end of the dish, I'll just take out the whole leaf. My favorite jerk seasoning there, that's Walker's Wood from Jamaica. That's my favorite jerk seasoning. So we have a variety of different spices today. Curry powder, that one is the cheese curry powder from Trinidad and Tobago. Some dry sweet basil, smoked paprika, allspice, salt, my low sodium salt that my dad has. Yeah, I call him Bob now. Yeah, hello Bob. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a name. So my dad said that this is a cardboard and it gets wet and it'll make the salt kind of seize up into a big clump, and that's why he was wrapping it in foil. I don't know. So yeah, I soaked those pieces so that way you soak them for about 20 minutes and then you squeeze out that water. You can rinse the water out and put it in fresh water again, and you just squeeze really hard. I have the next bowl lined with paper towel to kind of help absorb some of that water, because the next step now, we're going to fry it up a little bit. Once you rehydrate these soy pieces, the instructions on the bag really is to treat it now like it's perishable meat. You know, the same way you would treat meat, that you would put it in the fridge after you cook it. Don't just leave it out somewhere. That's really how you're going to treat this now. And it fries down really well. I mean, look at the color of this. I fooled my husband. At first, he thought it was meat. Even my dad, when he first saw it, he thought it was meat. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I didn't mention the oil. It's probably about 2-3 tablespoons. The reason why I have 2 sets of oil is because they are absorbent. They have like a spongy texture. If you have texture issues, you may not like the soy chunks. I like them. One of my coworkers didn't like them, but I like them. I thought they were pretty good. So just fry it down. Keep stirring them. They will stick, so adding that extra oil is helpful. So now I'm adding all the extra ingredients here. Yep, my fresh herbs. I love cooking with fresh herbs. And this is about 2 cups of water, just plain water. You can add more salt to this if you like. You can use the seasoning salt, whatever you like. It cooked up really well. It cooked about maybe 10 minutes it took. Yeah, not much water or anything. Take out the the bay leaf. Yeah, don't leave that in there. And the stems from the thyme. Most of the leaves removed on their own. I didn't have to remove it. So this is the completed dish. I served it with some noodles and then the mixed vegetables, which I will show the recipe next week for the mixed vegetables and show how I pre-portion all this. But yeah, there we go. Enjoy. Well, thank you for coming back. For those of you that returned for the second video, thank you so much. Thank you for your views. Thank you for your subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if this is your first time, welcome. And please go back and watch the first video. Bob, I promise you, will make sense if you watch the first video. Another note, the coconut cream in the recipe. You could use the coconut milk if you like, but the coconut cream I find is a way more intense flavor to it, so don't overdo it. It will overpower it because the soya chunks are very plain in flavor. You really do need to add your flavor compound from your spices. And as far as the sodium levels, I cook low sodium in my household. You know, high blood pressure in my family, so I have to be kind of aware of that. But if you're okay, you know, if you want a little bit more salt, or you want to use something like a Tony salt seasoning or something like that, go right ahead. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing my gaming headset to do this, for the mic, because the mic on the phone is not that great. I've been using this for the mic purposes right now. So yeah, that's why. But yeah, you know, if you like the video, please hit that like button and please come subscribe to my channel. I would truly, truly, truly appreciate it. And again, thank you to everyone who came by the first time. I really was shocked as to how many people viewed the first video. I mean, just a few days. I was really shocked. And let me tell you, when you know, if you post on YouTube, you are able to go and see where your videos are being viewed. People are viewing it in Colombia, throughout the United States, in Barbados. That's where my family's from Barbados. Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada. I have some family in Grenada. Hi, auntie. You know, it's been everywhere. I'm like, wow, it's really amazing how just sharing a video in one spot, like from YouTube or on Facebook, how it can go all over the place. So thank you so much. And tune in next week. I'm gonna do those vegetables, those mixed vegetables, and I'm also show you how I pre-portioned that entire meal. So thank you again. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, and I'll see you next time.